about that snow outside, guys?
Again.
Bullshit.
Is it just bullshit?
Yeah.
Oh, Nick farted.
You know what's really
For
pissing me
once.
off is I have
And nobody's
two
offended.
pretty beast snowblowers in the garage, and it always snows just enough to where I'll look like an idiot if I start one of them up and I have to go out and shovel.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Dan. But like the other night, there was enough I could have used it, but I wanted to be respectful of my neighbors, so I still went out and shoveled when I got off of
Howdy,
work.
neighbor. They're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't think they've been too keen on him out there at 1 a.m.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
No, it was midnight 12:30 when I got home.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Do you like working nights then?
Oh, I love it.
I could never do it.
I thought you were a night person.
I was when I was a child.
All that child labor.
I don't like not being able to see Natalie, like, because when she gets up for work
Aww.
and goes to work, I'm sleeping, and then when I get home from work, she's sleeping.
I just don't. It just makes me even more
You-
depressed than I already am. Being
You
up at
two
night
are
like that.
just the cutest.
I know.
But we see each other like 3 days a week still, so
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Sorry, Natalie.
Sorry, Natalie.
It's actually 3.5 because I have hair all over my mic.
You just see half.
Tenebrae got a hold of the mics.
half of each other
Yep.
one night.
He just stands halfway in the doorway and halfway out.
Just stares at you.
What are you
Hello.
doing? You know, he starts doing the leg thing with the mirror.
So, Dan, when you were 6 years old, you liked working at the night job?
He knows a sheet metal worker, like Ron Swanson.
I'm missing 4 hands or 4 fingers on my hand. Damn it.
They call me forearms.
Hello.
Dan was born in a house that he built with his bare hands.
The toilet's downstairs, but the shower's upstairs.
So weird.
That way it goes down, so you get toilet water fresh. It's right off.
That's where it goes.
Yeah, you get it connects right to the
I think you
toilet.
should talk to Daniel about plumbing. I don't think it works that way.
No, I built it's like a hamster house. Like all the water, you can see the poops
Oh,
go.
nice.
Yeah, they're all see
You
through.
would build it like that.
That way you can see what's being flushed.
I'm gonna set my squatty potty and call it a day.
Squatty potty.
Yes.
I think I remember my potty seat when I was a kid.
I'm just picturing
I'm sure it
Dan
was the
on
one
a
that
hamster
all
wheel.
4 of us used when we were.
We all use the same one.
At the same
Well,
time.
yeah, I mean, she didn't
It
go out
was
and
like
buy
a
new
hookah
ones.
potty.
I don't remember what was on it, but like the design.
I remember
was
it was
it bears or
blue,
something?
white, and they had bears on it.
Yeah, it had bears. Oh,
I was a fan of bears when I was a child. I had Winnie the Pooh onesie.
Not like Brandon and his Rolf.
He had Rolf.
Yeah.
I had a
That
mouse
was
called
Brandon's bear. Was Rolf.
Yeah, I had a mouse called Chatters.
Yep.
And Brandon had a bear called Ralph.
I had a bear called Barry.
Barry.
So
Yeah, real original.
Well, that was the House of Lloyd name for him.
Yeah, they're real original too.
Well, they're not in business anymore.
I was going to
so-
say, there's not.
This is my dog.
I still have
His
him.
name
He's
is
upstairs.
Doggy.
You still have that bear?
Absolutely.
I don't even.
I think he's
I
gonna
think
go
mine's
in
still-
my.
I still have some of my childhood stuff.
He's gonna go in
Do
my
you?
Yeah.
tree casket when I die, like my tree coffin. He's gonna.
I,
He's not biodegradable,
wow.
but he's gonna be in there with
You
me.
thought about that a lot.
I literally have
I think about death more than I
a
should.
stuffed animal of a
Not because I'm
bulldog,
suicidal,
that
but because
has,
it's
like,
always there.
drool stains on it from when I was a kid. Like it's kind of crusty.
From when you were
I
a kid or
probably
from last week?
Wow.
Last.
I hate. That's one thing I hate.
He's my puppers. I can't sleep without him.
Somebody
Get
get
the
that
guy
guy
by
fucking
fucking
puppers.
I think my mom threw away all my kid stuff, and either that or I trashed it.
My mom gave me all my baby stuff, like
I think you're supposed to do that.
insinuating like,
Mom gave us each a
here's
box
your
of our
baby
stuff.
things.
I didn't have any pictures. or
Yes, you
anything.
did.
I didn't
Yes,
have-
you fucking did.
I remember because I was like, "Where's that picture of me when I was a really cute kid?" But then something happened, and I grew into this monstrosity before you.
He was a kid.
Yeah, I was.
You were a curly-headed fuck.
Beat the shit out of you with bars of soap, you curly.
I could see going through the photo album like, Brandon. It's Brandon. Oh, look, it's Brandon. Oh, fuck, it's Dan. It's Brandon.
Yeah, I was the mistake.
It's like he loves me not. It's Brandon not.
I remember when Mom told me not to try for anything because I'll just fail.
What do you mean I named you Daniel? I thought your name was not Brandon.
The last one. That's what she tried to call me.
The last one. Thank God.
Can't take any more of this shit. Yeah, I don't have a lot of my childhood stuff. I remember
you
I
talk
used
to Mom because she has it then. Or
it's
talk to
hidden
Amanda.
somewhere.
It's probably at Amanda's garage.
Great.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
packed in there with all the tables and
Super.
chairs. Speaking of tables, I bought a suite.
Did you end up buying that?
$50? Hell yeah, I bought that,
That was
thing.
a good deal.
That was a huge fucking deal.
Did you get some chairs?
No, I can't. I haven't found any that I actually like.
Mm.
I want ones like these, but with little pads on them. But I do need some chairs. I really do. But I bought that. I went into
You should carve some out of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's plenty outside.
how would that work
It'll work.
on the inside though? It's not an igloo.
You have to run your air conditioner.
No, I'm not going to do that.
These are all good ideas.
No, these are not.
Just turn your apartment into like an ice bar.
Yay.
They
Oh,
do it.
I've been to an ice bar,
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted to go. Yeah,
I've always wanted
Where
to go
is
to
there
one.
one in Omaha?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Let's
All
go.
the cool shit's in
No,
Cleveland.
don't go
You
to
know what the
Cleveland.
coolest thing to ever come out of Cleveland was? Howard the Duck.
You know he's getting his own show.
Yeah, Hulu.
Yep.
Hulu's
Howard the
doing,
Duck?
Yep. I forgot to tell you that. Hulu is getting his
All right,
own
let's
show.
wrap this up, people.
It's not out yet.
Oh,
It's going to be based more off the comic book.
So Hulu is doing. Oh God, what's the one that they already did? It's a Marvel show that they already did, but it's basically that, but with like Howard the Duck and kind of like
so
the sillier
over
Marvel
stuff
characters.
all over the place.
Marvel.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but
It's kind of a
it's not
weird-
like X-Men Marvel. You know?
X-Men and Howard the
That
Duck.
time's out, so you'll have to keep it going.
It'd be funny. Howard the Duck gets these animating claws like Wolverine.
But they're webbed.
Here's
So
Ducky.
it's like a big fan
What if he
blade.
gets an animatium beak?
Did you? Nice.
Right?
That's a good superpower.
His-
for-
Yeah.
The Howard the Duck, the movie, his eyes scared me.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Really?
Yes, he had like those
Did you
pink
like
Why
rings
is that your
around his
favorite
eyes.
movie?
It's not my favorite. It's one of my
not?
favorites.
His favorite movie is Goonies.
The
We've
movie's
gone
not
over this like
good.
every episode.
Goonies or The Crow. It's kind of a tie.
I don't know. I also like Garbage Pail Kids when I was a kid.
I
So
fucking love
Brandon,
Garbage
doesn't Brandon
Pail
have all
Kids.
the cards?
yeah, but I was talking about the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it
There
was
was a
great.
movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was like
It did not.
it
grow.
wasn't quite Masters of the Universe bad, but it's pretty.
Masters of the Universe,
I don't
man.
remember Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
I
was,
do.
Was it,
was
a cartoon?
No,
The-
it was real life.
There was a
What?
little boy and he
What?
went into like this magic shop and yeah,
Typical 80s movie. There's always a magic
They
shop.
had like the Selena snot. She had like the boogery
What?
nose and
I have
And,
never seen this movie.
shit, the gangster kid with the slick Nick or whatever it was.
Slick Nick. Yeah.
I love the Garbage Pail Kids, man. I had so many cards.
How many sets of that
Terrible.
was there?
Wasn't it Terrible Trolls? How many sets?
Mm-hmm.
I have
Like
no
series?
idea.
I don't even know.
I have no idea.
There's
There's a ton of them.
a thing in front of your face.
I used to put the stickers
Gonna
on
look
my
that up.
books at
Oh.
school. And people were like, what the hell? What is that? I'm like, it's Garbage Pail Kids. You don't remember that? And they're like, no. Like Terrible Trolls and Garbage Pail
One
Kids.
of the
I
best.
remember Terrible Trolls.
One of the best phrases in the world came out of Howard the Duck. And she was talking about a place where, like, you know, the hot chick that was in there that, like, was
Leah
the
Thompson.
band chick.
Was it Leah Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, she was,
Gross.
but she called this venue where her band was playing at a grungy munghole.
Okay, that's
So-
a pretty good joke. That's not bad.
So, I use that a lot.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, it's the Don't Look at the Bed podcast.
What kind of podcast?
It's the podcast for all things comedy and horror.
Oh my God! It was 1987 that the Garbage Pail Kids movie came out.
Yeah, I was
don't
2 years
remember
old.
this at all.
I saw it when I was like 6, and I was like, "This is great."
Who's in
It looks like
this?
there were a total of 10.
Not a lot of people.
10 series of Garbage Pail Kids cards.
There's a fucking ton of them.
Yeah.
You can still buy them too. That's the messed up
Yeah,
part.
I would like to get
New
those.
ones?
No, they're probably still old. But
Do you remember like the sports cards that you could get that had like the bubblegum crackers
Big
in them?
League Chew.
yeah, the purple.
They still sell that. We used to sell it at
They
Hobby
do.
Lobby.
They do. It came in like a wax wrap and had bubblegum in it that with flavor that lasted like a
Wraps.
millisecond.
I
rat.
had,
This
wax
guy,
rat.
Mackenzie Aston, was in Garbage Pail Kids. He's in The Magicians and a lot of other stuff. I like.
I
him.
had so many football cards when I was a kid, NFL. Like, I had every Fleer, Score, Tops, and Upper Deck from like 1988 to 1994.
I took
Every
it.
one of them.
I took an upper decker one time.
Did you really?
No.
Oh, I know what that is.
Do you know what a waffle stomp is?
Uh-uh.
It's funny.
It's when you poop in the shower and then you stomp it down the drain.
Oh,
Why?
It's called getting rid of the
God.
evidence.
No. Is that a thing, really?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Mm.
Only to be done in public bathrooms.
Is there a weird code name for peeing in the shower, or is that just called peeing in the shower?
That's called saving water.
So, real
Do you
quick on
pee in
this
the shower,
Garbage
Dan?
Pail Kids.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Oh, hell yeah.
2.7 stars out of 10.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't think I've seen a movie
it's-
lower than that.
It's not a good movie. Oh, I have.
So
What?
I'm afraid pee will touch my feet. So
Are we still on that?
I don't pee in the shower.
Yeah, he.
There's
Do you pee in the
water.
shower?
No.
They
I-
do.
I am
kind of
like.
have, Vance,
I
I
pee
kind of
and
have
then I
that
get in the
same
shower.
fear. I pee directly into the drain. Just
Yeah.
pee directly into the
Yeah,
drain.
just
You're
pee directly.
good.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
ju-
have to
it goes
worry
the
about-
same place anyway.
You're in the shower, Vance. You're
Yeah.
literally in there to get clean.
Just
so
put
like,
soap
it's
on your
pee.
water.
just pee on yourself.
Just put
and
soap
then
on your
just
I'm
feet.
clean
gonna
up.
keep living life like I am.
Keep living life like a true
I
gangster.
think we're right on this one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Listeners, what do you think? Is it acceptable to pee in the shower? Go ahead and Eric up on Facebook.
Some guy's like, I think it's really good. I think I'm going to do this from now on. His parents get online. What are you doing on Facebook telling people you piss in the shower?
What if someone's like, it's never occurred to me to try it, and then they try it and they quit using their toilet? They're like, this is the greatest.
That's how, you know what? To save water, that's how some people pee. They just pee right into the shower. It's like a big trough for them.
So
Mostly guys.
Who
I'm-
does that?
I'm
People
all
do.
about
Name 5.
I can't. Well, I don't know them.
1, 2.
So
No, I don't do that, but I pee in the shower. and I
going
have
back
take
to
a
Natalie
shower.
talking about how low of a rating it had on IMDb for Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Mhm.
IMDb's bottom 100, the worst rated movie on there is Disaster Movie from 2008.
Before we get into
I think I've
that,
seen
let's
that.
do the intro so we can get it back into that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to go through that list. That list
Okay.
looks delicious.
Yeah, this is a Brutal
Yeah.
Blender episode anyway,
Delicious.
so we can get down with this.
Like Natalie said, this is the Brutal Blender episode.
I did say
Episode 31.
Yeah.
I want to say
31.
we're
We're getting
doing
up
it.
there.
And you know, as long as we keep getting people to listen,
to
We're
our
gonna keep
dumb
doing it,
bullshit.
so-
And now we have a new computer, so we can actually post our episodes on time.
I feel like I lost Nick for life though, like with this new monitor.
I know, I can only see your forehead.
I told you,
and
I'm like,
sometimes
you're
your eyes.
not gonna be able to see Nick, and he's like, oh, it's all right.
This is the command center, though.
There
That's
could
the
be
command center.
Worse things could
It
happen.
is. He's just typing random
He's
things.
hacking the
It
mainframe.
is pretty cool.
There's
over
nothing
here.
on the
He's
screen.
got the hacker's DVD in.
I feel like the dude on Airwolf. I need a bunch of little
Yeah, switches and flips.
But the computer's not even on. He's just over here just pounding on the keyboard.
Top
I'm doing
Gun.
it. Ding, ding, ding,
Damn it.
ding, ding.
No, hold on. I got to do the intro.
Yeah,
we
do
keep,
the
for-
intro.
we keep
Do the
forgetting.
intro, dude.
Sorry, Dan.
This is the Don't Get the Bad podcast for all things comedy and horror. I'm one of your low-rated hosts. Dan Winter next to me is
What's blow rated?
low-rated.
Oh, is it blow rated?
Yeah, you totally said blow rated.
Did I really?
You did.
Yeah, 10-4.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant low-rated.
I'm Natalie. Wish I could make up cool words like Daniel Rose.
Next to her is,
I'm Vinny Rose.
and next to me is.
2.9 star Nicholas Myers.
Ooh.
I'm a 5-star man.
Out of 10.
I'm a Dapper Dan
I don't-
man myself.
Dapper Dan.
Sorry, out of
You could sit there and
2.99.
tell me you got no Dapper Dan. All right.
Oh, ain't
Nick.
this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere.
I love that movie.
Oh man. All right. Let's go through some of these movies
Yeah.
here.
All right, so the lowest rated movie on IMDb is Disaster Movie from 2008, which is one of those like scary movie things where they just make fun
It's
of
called-
on
disaster movies.
Netflix
It's-
or it's on Hulu.
Yeah,
It's
it's on one
called-
of them.
It's not called a scary
It's a
movie.
spoof.
It's called a spoof, but the name for it is an Abrams movie or a Zuckerberg movie or Zuckerman movie because the Zucker brothers do them. They also do Family Guy. They did Mafia. They do a bunch
Mafia
of them.
was good.
No,
Mafia
Mafia
was-
was not good.
That's why. Oh, shut
I
your
saw,
face.
I saw
Stop.
that. It's funny, especially when they all
It's
start
funny.
throwing when they throw up on each other. That part was pretty funny.
It's corny. It's good stuff.
But I took one of my first dates to that movie.
I love that movie.
Her mom dropped us off, and we
Her
went to
name was
AMC.
Pepper Giannini.
Pepper Giannini.
That's why we don't have nice things, Pepper.
Peppa. No,
She
Peppa.
threw the dog at
She
him
threw
and it
the dog,
shattered.
Yeah.
So the
Oh.
lowest rated movie on this list that I have seen is coming in at number 16, one of John Travolta's most legendary roles.
Wait, let me guess. Is it Broken Arrow?
Battlefield Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Battlefield Earth is a bad movie.
2.6.
never
I
saw
like
it.
the visuals of it though.
No, that's the worst part. all those Dutch angles. Oh my god, I felt like I was in a weird.
I liked it.
Oh, it just they
never
could
saw it.
not get that camera straight. It just kept slipping
It's
to the
on
side.
It's on Hulu or Netflix right
You
now.
know,
too.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie, but I'm kind of surprised it's on this list. Baby
don't-
Geniuses from 1999.
I remember it.
I remember
I'm pulling
that
up the
movie.
list too. So
That's
we have it.
that movie, Battlefield Earth, is based off of Scientology.
Really?
Yeah, it's L. Ron Hubbard's like one of his first ones.
Oh, I don't
Have
think
you
I like
seen
it anymore.
what's her name? Leah, the Remedy.
Leah Remini.
Yeah, have you seen that documentary?
Yeah, she switched from Scientology to Catholicism,
Catholicism.
and to me, it just that doesn't make any
Say
sense. But
I
Catholicism.
got
that's
kind of
just-
a crush on her though.
I think every guy did when King of Queens was big.
I mean, I'm talking from back Saved by the Bell days, bro.
she wasn't Saved by the Bell.
Yes, she was. She was. When they went for summer to the beach, they all worked at the
Oh
resort.
God.
She was the resort owner's
Oh
daughter. I
yeah.
believe.
Okay, I remember now.
The Emoji Movie's on here, but that killed at the box office.
It was
Yeah.
fucking awful.
Of
No,
course,
I
it
never
killed at
seen
the
it.
box
I can't believe
office.
you
It was a
watched
movie
it.
for
I
kids.
watched it for a critic. A critic guy critiqued it, and I watched it through that.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible.
Did you know there's a Far Cry movie?
Yeah,
No.
it's my Uwe Boll, and it sucked
2008.
because every movie Uwe Boll touches is dog shit.
What else did he do?
Dungeons and Dragons, Doom.
Oh, God,
he did.
that was so bad.
He did Doom. He's done.
You know the Doom movie I didn't hate.
Is
that
Doom with the
movie's
Rock?
so bad.
Is that with the
Yeah,
Rock?
the one with
It
the
Yeah,
had,
that
Rock.
it
wasn't
had
good.
nothing to do with the.
Okay, it wasn't great. Let me just, sometimes I watch movies for the entertainment
Yeah.
value.
What entertainment? That
exactly.
movie was boring.
Because sometimes you just throw
You're
it on and
boring.
you're like, I just got to see it. Just to see it.
Oh, he also did House of the Dead.
That's on this list too. Actually.
Yeah,
Which is a
House
shitty
of the Dead
movie.
is on this list.
So
what's
bad.
There's like a Wes Craven movie. No, maybe it's not Wes Craven. Maybe Robert Englund's in it though.
Did you kind of talk about the Mangler?
No, it was.
Because I'll watch that movie over and over.
There's this fucking town, and they have like this fair. It's a little town. These like college kids drive through it, and they're all batshit crazy, and they start like killing each. It's like, oh shit! It's like 10,000 or 1,001 maniacs or something.
Oh, 10. Oh, yeah, okay. Not
think
10,000 Maniacs.
that's
That's
the
a band.
group.
Beyond the night belongs to lovers.
Okay.
That's the only one I know by them.
What
That's
just
our
happened?
duet for you.
What
We
just
were
happened?
singing the 10,000 Maniacs song.
Thank you for Beavis
There's
and
a
Butthead.
Texas. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on here. Next
Which,
Generation.
in the Next Generation with Matthew McConaughey.
And Renee Zellweger.
I actually like that movie.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
So I watched.
It was bad, but I liked
I
it.
watched.
oh my God! Spice
Texas-
World is on this list.
I watched the
Bad
Texas
movie.
Chainsaw Massacre 2,
It's bad.
and I was expecting to be scared, right? Like, because for the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, they nailed it for its time. It was creepy as shit.
It was creepy. And I'll let you keep going, but I have something to say about that movie because it's one of my favorites.
but the second one was unwatchable to me. Like, there's this
I
dude.
haven't seen these
He
in
kept-
so long.
He kept like took this little hook
Yeah.
thing and pulled skin off of his big scab and then lit it with a lighter and ate
yeah,
it.
he ate it. It was a fucked up movie.
And,
Which one was that?
Oh, what's his fucking face was in it? Who's the bad guy on Speed?
You're talking about Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper was in it.
Okay, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you look back at that movie, there's not a whole lot of gore in that movie.
No, there's not.
But
No,
because
there's not
because
at
the
all.
and it's voted as one of the best horror movies of all time. But
Rightfully so.
But it doesn't have a whole lot of gore in it. And if you look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the 2004, I want to say, with Jessica Biel,
Oh, she's so hot. Sorry.
she's kind of manly,
No.
a little bit manly.
Did you see her and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry?
Yeah.
Jessica Biel? Oh, we love Seventh Heaven.
Seventh
I
Heaven.
Her
fucking love
and
that
I now
show.
pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah.
Wasn't it on PAX TV, Seventh Heaven? Wasn't it?
She's been watching it on Hulu recently.
Yeah, I remember
Ugh.
rewatching
Why are
it.
you watching that show? It's so bad.
I'm
I
binge
grew up
watching
on
the
that
Goldbergs.
show.
Shows about, isn't that show about like doing the right thing all
Shout
the time?
out to the Goldbergs show
Yeah.
too, because that show is amazing.
Yeah.
The
I
most
don't like it.
recent, the most recent movie that's on this
You have to
list. Are we still doing
You
this
have to
list?
You have to make.
What's that?
You have to poop.
Poop.
You have to make.
Oh no, I thought
Make.
this was poop.
No,
the
this
mom's
is
like,
her.
do you have to make?
You have to make my little schnoodle doodle. Get to make
Little
Schmoopy
Snoopy?
Poos.
Oh, is that off the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You need to give Goldbergs a second
Yeah.
chance, dude. I think
I can't believe you don't like it.
because I didn't like it at first either because I don't like the voice of Maury,
Guess
the dad.
guess
Marty.
who likes that show a lot though? Brandon.
Yeah. He introduced me to it, actually.
He's a huge fan of that show.
Yeah, he's like,
Really?
these kids like me.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of it. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, he introduced me to it. Watch it again. It's on Netflix, like all the seasons.
Even
Or
though
Hulu,
Brandon
excuse
likes
me.
it, it's still good.
Jack and Jill's on here. I've never seen that.
Slender Man's
that
on
movie
here.
was
There's
fucking
actually
awful.
a few Adam Sandler movies on here. Have you guys seen The Ridiculous Six?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I
I
won't-
think
I won't
it's
watch it.
hilarious.
I won't watch
and
it.
it's not even Adam Sandler that's funny. It's the rest of the cast, like Will Forte, the kid that played Jacob from Twilight. Oddly enough, he's the funniest person on the damn show.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor
Yes.
Lautner.
I think
He
one of my
killed the part that he did, and it is hilarious.
favorite Adam Sandler movies is probably Click.
Really?
I gotta, my
Dale
all-time
disagrees.
favorite. My all-time favorite would be Big Daddy, but
I like
Billy
Big Daddy.
Madison is a very close
Billy
second.
Madison's
I
Great
think
Waterboy is amazing.
Going Overboard's on the list here.
Ew. That's an old one.
I've never seen that.
It's
Is that
really
the one with
bad.
Goldie Hawn.
No,
No,
that's Overboard.
That's Overboard. Going Overboard's when his
Overboard's the one they just remade, didn't they? With
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn's daughter. What's her face?
Jackie Han. I don't know.
It is, oh God, what is her
Samantha.
name?
I think I took Jackie Chan and Goldie Hawn and put them together.
Jackie.
It's the girl from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, Kate Hudson.
Yes.
She's gorgeous.
Is that her?
Kate- yeah.
Is that her
I
daughter?
never
for
saw
real?
Yeah.
that.
Kate Hudson
I
is
didn't know
Goldie
that.
Hawn's daughter.
I wouldn't
yeah.
know Kate Hudson if you showed me a picture
She
of
is
her.
extremely
Oh,
pretty.
she is a
I'll pull her up.
babe.
Have you seen Rain Over Me with Adam Sandler? That's a really good film.
No.
It's like Punch Drunk Love. I actually really like that movie
I-
a lot.
Didn't see.
I need to
Drunk
see
Love
Punch.
either.
God,
Go back to the movies.
I'm
Let's
working
see.
on it.
Oh,
I
The
keep
Room's
accidentally
on
clicking.
here. Classic.
The Room.
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I'll say about The Room. It's
was-
delightfully awful,
It is wonderful.
but I can't tell if that guy's a fucking genius
Nobody
or if he's just
Nobody
that
can.
stupid.
That's kind of the basis of
And
its
I've
appeal.
watched that movie 100 times.
Because you
I-
like
Did-
the girl. You're killing me.
Lisa.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Lisa, you're
Did you
tearing
watch
me
The
apart.
Disaster?
I did.
Our
Our Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Did you
we
like
went
it?
to the
Yeah, I
Alamo
liked
it.
and
Okay,
saw it. Shout out to the Alamo. That is a nice place to go watch a
It
movie.
is.
The
That is
Alamo
a
Draft
We've
House.
been there.
place.
We've been there like.
In
Although
La Vista.
I don't like it when I hear smacking of food around me.
You know what though?
But you're gonna
popcorn's-
hear it either way.
Popcorn's one thing.
Yeah, but all these other movie theaters are starting to come out with more things on the menu.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
overpriced.
Pretzel
though.
bites.
Definitely. We like.
Don't eat their salsa at Alamo though. It's fucking.
We like their
terrible.
French
The
fries.
French
Oh.
fries are. Bomb.
And I like how the candy comes in little Chinese to-go
Yeah,
boxes.
that's pretty
it's
cool.
adorable.
What are
we
you
took
doing,
his kids
Nick?
there. We'll have to do that again.
My
sometime.
favorite thing about the Alamo though is they don't fuck around with like if somebody's talking, they'll tell you like
Mhm.
tell us, we'll give them one warning and then we'll throw them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it should.
Just
That's
like
my
if they're on
favorite.
That's how it should be in
That's- it
every
should be.
single.
It's not though. Go to the theater of the street.
The one time they stopped a movie because this lady was just getting all up in arms because this dude was texting and she's like, "Can you stop?" And he's like, "I'm sitting behind you." She's like, I can hear the vibrating and the buttons
and you can
smashing.
I can see the light
Yeah,
behind
because
me.
he's like right
yeah,
here.
I am
And
the
she's
same way.
so she gets up and nobody was taking her back. She's like, how many other people here want to watch this guy get on his fucking phone while I'm trying to watch this movie? You guys pay good money. I'm like, I was applauding her, no nonsense, just bullshit. And the guy, they bring out the manager, and the manager made them both leave. I was like, no, don't make her
You
leave.
made her leave.
Yeah, he made her leave because they had to stop the movie.
I wish you would have been
It was
there.
bullshit.
I wish
That's
you'd
not
have been
fair.
there when I told that lady that I hoped her kid got ate by a dinosaur.
Sounds good.
It was good.
Dude, sometimes some people in movie theaters just need to be punched in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Like I can't handle going to a movie theater these days, which is why I'm glad that I watch stuff at home. But
We love the
we
movie
love to go to the movie
experience.
theater.
I
It's
can't
That's why you
stand it.
have to go to Alamo though, because
Yeah.
Alamo has like a no.
You know what though? We go to the AMC in Council Bluffs. We've never had a problem there. It's
It's-
a very nice theater.
it
is
really
It's
nice
very
there.
clean, and the people that work there are super great. They do
Mhm.
hire
People with
mentally
disabilities,
disability people, and it's wonderful because
Yeah.
they're so cool. Like everything's just
I've
And
been
they
to that
work
one.
so hard.
the
Mhm.
mentally disabled,
Yeah.
yeah, of course they do. They're better than us.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no shit.
more often than not,
Yeah.
they're better than
They're
us.
I would say that they all pretty much have a stronger moral compass than
Mhm.
the
Yeah, but sometimes
Less
some people
challenged
shove
people.
that shit down their throats,
Yeah.
and sometimes the they won't know any better. I'm not a licensed therapist or anything, but
I
right.
am.
I've seen
And I
some.
play one on TV.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look anyway.
But anyway, I haven't gone to a movie theater in a long time because I just can't stand just the people. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go to a movie theater, I'm gonna go like at noon on a Tuesday.
That's when we see. I get off work early enough that's when we go. Is like because I
2,
go to
3
work so
o'clock.
early in the
Fuck
morning and I get
going
off
to work,
early.
going to them at night. I can't
We
stand
go
it.
like right, and we get the discount because it's like during the day. So it's like
What if there was like
we've been to movies where it's just us, like new
That's
releases.
awesome.
It's just him and I, or
That's
maybe
awesome.
him and I and another couple, or
what if there
a
was
little
like
family.
a senior citizen package deal where you could go to the movie and then go to Country Kitchen at like 6 a.m.
Fuck, I'd do that.
I haven't been to a country kitchen.
Isn't that
since-
where the old people use Country
yeah,
Kitchen?
country kitchen, Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Yeah,
Where are you at?
Ponderosa.
We
Shoney's.
ate at Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I miss Shoney's.
Is
the
it still
other day.
around?
No.
No,
Mm.
not here anyway. I don't know
Yeah.
if they're still open. Yeah, Cracker Barrel's good. Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows is on
That
there.
movie is fucking terrible.
I know
Yeah,
we've
but the
talked about
girl
it
in
before
it
on
is
here.
super cute.
Uh,
The redhead that dances naked around the tree.
50 Shades of Grey. Never seen it. And
It's-
have no
it's
desire.
Awful.
Did you
You
watch
seen
it?
it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Terrible.
I never saw
It's
it.
basically 40-year-old women's like
Gross.
the best that they could hope for when they're shamble of a marriage. Like
Although I
it's
will
so
say
it's so bad. You might as well just
the-
go watch porn if you're into that
the
shit.
Nope. I'm
the
good.
actress, the main actress in that movie is gorgeous.
Not a fan.
I cannot remember her name.
I thought she wasn't supposed to be a gorgeous person. Isn't that the whole point of the?
But that's what.
I'm on probably the
here's the
wrong
thing
boat.
about Hollywood.
I never read
Hollywood
them.
sucks,
I
Yeah.
never seen him.
and they make terrible movies, and that's why I don't. Another reason why I don't go see movies these days because they're usually bad.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, she's. Ooh.
What's in their movie?
Let's see. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
That
I
movie's-
100% agree that movie should be on the very
that movie
bottom.
is not good, and here's the reason why.
That's
it
the
was,
second one. It's not the
Yes.
first
It
one.
was like PG. It's like I don't know what they were thinking when they gave that license away.
And they
I don't know
changed
what they
Sonya.
were thinking when they
Because
made.
she wouldn't come back to do it. She wouldn't. She told him she's like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not coming
she
back.
is pretty, Nick. You're right.
So,
I
like
didn't
Sonya
understand
in
because
the
I'm like,
first one.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Like the first few minutes of it, I'm like, what the
Yeah, it was a
fuck?
bad movie.
It was like, was there anything in there that was not CGI
I saw that.
for back in the day?
I saw that with
especially?
mom, and when we went to the theater, and I saw
Did she mistake you for Brandon?
I saw a trailer for Ice Ventura When Nature Calls, and I got so excited. I got out of my seat and I was jumping around, and the guy
I
next to me was
love
like, "What's
Ace
wrong with this
Ventura
kid?"
movies.
I'm like, "Oh my god, another Ace Ventura! I'm in."
Alrighty.
Some of the jokes went over my head when I was a kid, though. But
So what? It's still funny.
Street Fighter's on here.
that
I
movie
love
sucks.
Street Fighter.
That movie sucks.
I know it sucks, but I love it.
And it had nothing to do with the story. And Blanca and Dulcine did not look anything like their characters in the game at all.
No, but I still love the movie.
And I'm sorry, I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme's a good actor.
He's
No.
not. He's like He's like a German Steven Seagal.
He's not German. He's like
He's whatever.
I don't know.
Austrian
Is he French?
Steven Seagal is kind of a plastic board, but
Oh, In the Name of a King, a Dungeon Siege tale. It's got my guy in it.
it's got my god, Jason
I
Statham.
play Jason Statham's extra on that.
I think Guy Ritchie did that film. I don't know. I can't remember.
I can click on it here.
Because I know that Guy Ritchie also did King Arthur.
Director is Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll. Okay, never mind.
So
Yeah,
another one of your favorites.
another one of my favorites.
I didn't.
He-
I didn't.
don't-
You know directors' names, and I know my name. That's
Uwe
fine.
Boll is so bad at making movies that he got shit on by a bunch of critics, right? And there's a movie called Heckler with Jamie Kennedy. And in the movie,
I like Jamie Kennedy.
I do too. And
Most Wanted?
but he did this movie because he wanted people to. He was like, why do people heckle me? Why do people get heckled? Like what is? And so he had like one kid at one of his comedy shows. He was taping it, and the kid was like, I can do jokes better than you. And so Jamie Kennedy goes, okay, you think you could do it? Come up here and do it then. And so he got up on stage, and the kid bombed, of course. But he did stuff like that throughout the movie where he would talk about getting heckled and people getting heckled and critics and how they have all this freedom of like a freedom of voice, but they don't ever say anything that's critical. They say shit that's just to be mean, you know? Anyway, Uwe Boll was in that movie, and he's like, yeah, I got a bunch of critics that tell me my movies are shit. And I'm going to challenge him to a boxing fight. So Uwe Boll, I'll give him that. He got in the boxing ring with all these critics. Like these 25-year-old kids that just write on these blogs, like on Rotten Tomatoes, and he fought Lotax Yatenka off of somethingawful.com, and he got in the ring with them, and they signed a waiver and everything, and he kicked the shit out of all of them. He went through like 10 rounds with these people, and he just, the one after the other, they all just came out bloodied. I'll give him that, but his movies are just awful. They're so bad. And Doom sucked.
The Doom suck.
Doom the video game
It was
okay.
awful. And that's the only Rock movie I don't like.
Speaking of Jamie Kennedy, Son
Did
of
you
the
see
Mask.
Rampage?
That movie's terrible.
Did you see Rampage?
That's on the list though.
I like.
Son of the Mask.
I have a thing for The Rock. He's just an amazing person.
Yeah, I think
He
so
is.
too. I love all of his movies. I even like
Did you watch Jumanji?
the Tower
Yeah.
movie.
It was alright.
That was
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper. That was a
I
good
haven't
movie.
seen
Yeah,
that
that
one
one was. I liked it.
I liked
It was different.
San Andreas. He was
I
good.
love San
San
Andreas.
Andreas was
Girl
awesome.
in Jumanji. The
Karen Gillan.
The redhead. Yeah.
with the little Tomb Raider.
She's
What
outfit.
else?
really
What
pretty.
else is she in?
She's also in Avengers. She
Did
Yeah,
you
plays-
see
she's
the
an
new,
Avenger. She plays
I always forget her name. No, not Nova.
I'm telling you, the best movie I think we've went out and seen lately is probably the new Tomb Raider movie.
Yes, that was a
It was
It is
fucking.
amazing.
Did you see it? Okay,
It was
don't shake your
really
head
good.
no, because I went in going.
I heard that one got really bad reviews.
No, it got amazing reviews.
The-
that
the
girl
new
that
Tomb
played,
Raider?
yeah,
Oh yeah, it
the
was awesome.
the girl that played Tomb Raider, with
Laura
Laura,
Croft.
It was such a
she
believable
had such
character.
emotion on her face that whole movie.
I'll give
And
it a
she's-
try.
And she
Give it a
wasn't
try.
like it wasn't like she's just jumping around
Don't-
like, oh look at me, I'm a
Don't
hot
think
chick.
it's the Angelina Jolie
they don't-
stuff.
I don't like that
They-
stuff.
It's not.
They
It's
did
It
really
is
not.
so. It is polar opposite.
You know what? You have Hulu with the HBO on it.
Does it have HBO?
Yes, it does. HBO and
Yeah, we bought
Cinemax.
Oh, I
HBO.
could have been watching Barry.
The new Tomb Raider
Yes.
is on HBO Go right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
it is.
we have Cinemax, HBO, and Stars.
Okay, I'll
So-
give it. I'll give it a try.
And they
Give
do,
it a try.
They do nothing in that movie to over sexualize
Nope.
Laura Croft, which is
Nope.
Which they
wonderful.
don't need to because she's freaking gorgeous.
And she is so like Marvin. He was like, you guys want to go see this with
My
him
chocolate
and his girlfriend, and so we all went together, and I'm like, man, I like the other Tomb Raider movies, but I don't really want to pay to go see.
Those movies are
And I'm
I know
pretty,
they're just entertaining.
I'm pretty
Once-
sure like her primary job, her name's Alicia Vikander, and her primary job I think is modeling.
Yeah, she looks.
So
like a
she
model.
was one of those like model turned actress. They were like, hey, you kind of look like Laura Croft. Do you want this role? And she got super in
She
shape
fucking
for it.
nailed it.
She did a great job, and special effects are on
she's
point.
like a chick action hero where like
Yeah.
it's like you're watching this chick and you just forgetting that you're watching like a Hollywood star, and you're like on the edge of your seat. Like she makes you believe that she's really
She's not wearing a
Going
push-up
through
bra,
this
low
shit.
cut
Yeah, she
top
makes
the whole
she makes you think
time.
that you're in the jungle
Like-
with her, like falling off a plane and.
I'll
all
give
that
it a
stuff.
try.
Give it a
That's
try.
our
It's-
endorsement.
I'll give it a
Give
try.
it a try.
It is much better than the Angelina Jolie. Tomb
Well, I don't like
Raiders.
Angelina Jolie, so
I don't
see,
think a lot of
do.
people do.
I
think
liked
she's
her in Gone in
gorgeous.
60 Seconds.
I like her. I don't
Ugh.
care.
Oh, her
Yeah.
with dreadlocks.
I don't think she's a good
Yeah.
actress.
That kind of did it for me too.
See, maybe that's my problem. I know I'm critical, but
What?
I also don't. I can't just enjoy something like a movie. I can't just.
No, you got an asshole gene in you.
No.
somehow.
It's an analytical thing. Like I don't. If the movie comes out and it could be the best movie in the world, I'll still find something to bitch about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's your asshole gene.
But that's that. But it's
Well,
not.
I mean,
that
you
doesn't
can
mean
do that with any movie.
It's more
There's no
asshole-itical.
movie on IMDb that has a perfect 10 out of 10.
And I like some bad. I
There
like.
isn't, 'cause
I
have
like
the list
Master of
list
Disguise.
The ones out
Yeah.
actually.
The highest
It's,
rated movie on IMDb.
Did
I
you
think
like
is
Me, Myself, and
9.6.
Irene?
I love that movie.
Me too.
And the reason why I love the movie is because
Yeah.
it's a
Shawshank, right?
Farrelly Brothers movie. But next to the Hughes brothers and the Coen brothers, they're one of my favorite brothers.
I'll bet you if I name some of my
You and
favorite
Brandon are my
movies,
favorite brothers.
I'll bet if I name some of my favorite movies, you hate them all.
Okay, name one.
Oh, Brother Warata.
I love that movie.
Really?
That's a great movie.
That's a
Yeah.
Coen
That is a
film.
great movie.
That's a Coen
That
film.
movie.
The Crow.
Yeah, I like the movie.
fucking awesome.
I don't love it, but I like it. I think it's
Oh.
overrated. I think it's overrated.
Okay, Shawshank Redemption.
The best.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
cool.
number one.
Green
According
Mile?
to IMDb as
The
well.
best.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right.
And they were both Stephen King books. So,
Yeah. I think it's
Such
more
a good
comedy stuff that we don't.
okay,
agree
name
on.
a comedy movie.
Um,
I like a lot of things. I'm very critical.
I don't care. I like the American Pie movie, the first two.
I think they're dog shit.
I
I don't think
I
they're
love
funny
Eugene
at
Levy,
all.
and I can't stand him.
I think that maybe it's my age or something, but I
The
grew
first,
up with
the
those.
first two were good.
Yeah,
In all fairness, he that would be about right because you are older than him. So
Yeah, I was in.
That
I
might.
was
that's
like
during
in
a
high school when
time-
those came out.
That's during a time. I was in high school when those came out. That's during a time of like that young adult teen, 18 to 17-year-old kind of gross comedy that just it never
That
appealed to me.
craze that-
It
yeah.
never
I love it.
appealed
Like
to
she
me.
drives me crazy.
Not
But
another
here's-
teen
I hate
movie.
about
But here's the
you.
fucked up part. I like the movie Loser with Jason Biggs.
I like
Yeah.
that movie too.
I think that's a good movie.
That's a good
Did
movie.
you like any of those chick flicks from like She's All That or 10 Things I Hate About You?
10 Things I Hate About You is probably one of the greatest romantic comedies, if you even want to call it that.
That's
I've
a
ever
great
seen.
movie.
It's
It
a
is
rom-com.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
rom-com.
I love it.
Rom-com.
I get it mixed up with She's All That. She's All That had Rachel Lee Cook. 10 Things I Hate About You had
Heath
the
Ledger.
amazing Julia Stiles. Whom
Julia
I love.
Stiles.
See, now name a horror movie because we are a horror podcast. So
We are.
Yeah.
My favorite horror movie
I'm new.
is it's
You don't have to
tough, man.
name one favorite. You can name a bunch of favorites.
Well, I know you don't like the ones I like because I don't like them for the horror aspect, but I love the Child's Play franchise.
No. I never said. Well, here's the thing. I like the first two Child's Play, but I also, as I grew older, horror just got really boring. to
Yeah,
me.
it did for me too.
Because it's not about the blood and guts, and if there's a bunch of shit in it. Nothing. I'm not scared of dolls.
I had fun. I had fun with that series though, and then like the Bride of Chucky came out, and you put Jennifer Tilly in the mix. I'm on board.
I think it's because they don't take like the. First off, I like Brad Dourif. I like the way he did his voice. I like the way that he cussed and stuff like that.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt, but I learned this earlier this week. I sent it out in the group chat that the original voice behind Chucky was supposed to be the mom from Arrested Development.
Oh, what Jessica? Damn it! What is her name? Gene. Jessica Walters.
Yes.
Okay, what about
Really, that was supposed to be her.
Yeah.
what about
yeah.
dead?
crazy.
Like what about the old cheesy horror, like Dead Dudes in the House?
Oh, dude, like People Under the Stairs, Critters. Those
Yeah.
are
I
fun.
love
movies.
Critters.
Those
In
are
fact,
fun movies.
Critters 2 is probably one of my favorite horror movies. But I love Flatliners. Would you consider that horror?
Yeah, it's Flatliners.
I haven't
Flatliners
seen
is
the
more-
new one.
Flatliners is more thriller horror, but yeah,
But I
It's good.
loved it,
Mhm.
and that is one of my favorites.
they
I would
remade that,
say.
and it was
I did
terrible.
not see
It
it.
was awful.
Don't see it.
I didn't see the new one. No,
The other one had such a good cast.
I loved.
Yeah, a bunch of people who don't really act anymore, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah, Critters was great.
Critters was dumb, but it was great.
Yeah, I like.
Ghoulies was
but
dumb, but
there's
it was
the
great.
the two kids they're like going at it in the barn. And she's like, she looks over and there's this fucking blazing
Right.
inferno. And she's like, my house is on fire. And he's like, mine is too, babe.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like that kind of cheesy horror campy.
I love it.
Those are fine, but when they try to redo it into modern age, it comes off whiny to me. I don't know
Right.
why. Like when I saw the Jason versus Freddy movie, it was
Is,
fucking
Freddy versus
terrible.
Jason.
It's not really
Whatever.
horror, but did you like Little Monsters?
Oh, Little
I
Monsters.
love it.
is
Who
so
doesn't
good.
love Little Monsters?
I loved it, dude.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I think, over the age of 20 when I learned that was Howie Mandel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know that when I was a kid
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, because you don't really know who Howie Mandel is as a kid because
Babby's
he
World.
was doing.
Babby's
Oh my
World.
God! Yeah, he did
Yeah.
Babby's World. That's right.
For crying in the mud.
For
Babby.
crying in the mud,
Oh.
Babby. We're just gonna go ahead and move now.
I actually watched Little Monsters not too long ago because every once in a while they'll put it back on Netflix.
Yeah, and
I
The
think maybe
Wizard.
about six to 12 months ago they put it back on Netflix and I watched it.
Fred
It's
Savage
just
had some good movies when he was a kid.
yeah,
He does.
I like the Wonder Years.
He's on
He produces It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia too.
he's also on a show on Netflix called Friends from College.
God, that show is terrible.
I like it.
He had a
It's
show
so
briefly.
bad.
With,
I
he had a
like
show
it.
briefly with Rob Lowe called Blender too,
Never
or Grinder or something like that.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
Grinder, yeah.
I get it mixed up with Corey Haim. They do kind of look alike.
No, they don't.
Oh, yeah, they do.
No,
Is
they
one
don't.
dead?
One thing I loved about Little Monsters is that Fred Savage played the main character, the main little boy.
Yeah,
And his little brother.
Ben
played-
Savage played the little brother.
Yeah.
And Ben Savage went on to do Boy Meets World, which is
here's one that I
Fucking
love that you probably
phenomenal.
hated. I love
Do
The
you
Good
watch
Son.
Girl Meets World?
I love the good
I
son.
watched
Okay.
the first season.
Is the little girl in that his sister in real life? Because they look just like
yeah, I think
each
I had.
other.
I think I had.
What
It had
show?
Elijah Wood and it had
Macaulay
Macaulay Culkin,
Culkin.
and then his sister like
Yeah.
Sarah. I forgot her name.
That they look just
was
like
his
each
sister.
other.
But I like The Good Son.
Yeah.
A lot
The
of
Good
people
Son was
did not
good.
like The
I
Good
liked
I
Son.
it.
loved it.
They said they thought it
Mr.
was,
Highway's thinking about the end.
that's a Day to Remember song, by the way. But
Mr. Highway.
Mr. High was thinking about the end
Yeah.
is a Day to Remember
I do
song.
like a day to remember.
It's the best band in the world.
Here's the number one top rated movies. We want to switch gears here.
Sure.
Shawshank Redemption,
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
The Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah, except
fuck
for
yeah.
which one though?
The
Well,
first one.
The first one is number
Okay,
2.
that's fine.
Number 2 falls into slot 3. Now these are
No. Falls into slot 4.
on my
Godfather-
list it says 2
Well,
or
the
3.
list. So the list I have pulled up is it's sorted by drama.
Oh, mine's just I did like an overall like top
Yeah.
search. Then it goes Dark Knight,
Yes.
Yep.
12 Angry Men. I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah,
We had to watch it.
we
at
have a
school.
different list.
I haven't seen
The
that.
Godfather reminded me, and I might have brought this up before, but if you ever
I've
watched,
never seen it.
If you ever seen
a good movie.
Scarface,
Never seen Scarface
There's a-
either.
I have a Scarface cutout.
Scarface.
there's a scene in
Fucking
Scarface where there's
fantastic.
an older couple sitting on a swing. That's my grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
You said that I think like 3 times in those podcasts
Yeah, I
so
think
far.
it's cool.
But yeah, Scarface. I have a cutout of Scarface. It's
Oh,
like
nice.
it's like
Tony
from one
Montana.
of the one of their standees.
Mhm.
I have it's folded in half, but I put him against a wall so he looks like he's coming out of it.
Let's see. Django
Oh.
Unchained's on the list.
That's a good movie.
Yep.
Pulp Fiction's in the top 10.
Yeah, it is. It should be.
I don't
Shut
think
your
it-
fucking
I-
face.
I
mouth.
love Pulp Fiction, but I don't think it should be. It's-
Reservoir Dogs.
I love
It's
that
a good
movie,
movie
too.
It's a good movie, but there's no substance in that movie.
There's not. You're right.
There's
It's-
nothing there. It's just a bunch of killing, which
It's-
is one of those
so,
weaker points.
Here's
in-
the thing about Reservoir Dogs is this: if you want a really good story that's going to keep you thinking, it's not going to be that movie. But if you just want to be like blindly entertained with like
violence. Let's just-
then
Yeah.
absolutely.
if you like squibs, if you like blood, which Die Hard should be in this list somewhere.
I didn't see Die Hard, but I'm just running.
I don't know how I feel about this list.
Last Action Hero should be there too.
yes, it should.
It's a great fucking movie.
It is
I don't care what
terrific.
anybody says. That was one of
V
John
for
McTiernan's
Vendetta.
lowest
Dude.
films.
How much love were you in with his daughter in that movie?
She was pretty badass. And
Yeah.
that was Sonya Blade.
Die Hard
Yeah.
is 121 on the list with an 8.2 rating.
That really upsets me.
I love that.
That
These
is-
just go by rating.
that
though.
is
so
the action movie
122
of all action
But hold on
movies.
to this list though. It goes by rating numbers, so there's lots of them at 8.2.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just listed at
All right.
121.
I love
Alright.
Die Hard, man.
I like talking about the bad movies.
And,
though.
you know-
everyone knows
Oh,
the good
God.
ones.
Another movie that got shit
back
on
to
that
the bad
Bruce
ones.
Willis was in that I really liked
Which one?
was Hostage.
Oh, Hostage was so good.
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't see
I
it.
haven't seen that for such a long time.
It's
I
where
barely remember
he
what
was
it
like
is.
this really. He was a cop, and
He was a
who
hostage negotiator.
He's always a cop.
Who was the guy though? The dad, the rich Weasley fuck. He's always a Weasley fuck in all his movies.
Look it up.
I know
What's
what you're talking
the
about.
movie called you're looking at?
Hostage with Bruce Willis.
But it had Ben Foster in it, and Ben Foster just
God,
like,
he's such a good fucking actor.
he's so good.
And he was in
He's
that
super
Disney
underrated.
show. He was in that Disney show
Kevin
too.
Pollak.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him, Pollock.
He's really good at
Who
impressions.
was the daughter in that movie?
Michelle Horn, Jennifer Smith.
Charles Dance played the bad guy in Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
I like less.
But that movie Hostage with Bruce Willis, the kid that played like the nutty loose cannon weirdo psycho kid,
Mhm.
he did a really good job in that movie. Like,
Are you talking about Ben Foster?
is that who it was?
I like Ben Foster. He
Every-
was on.
If you don't like Ben Foster, you don't like
Yeah.
acting. That guy's amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ben Foster is super underrated. He was in a movie recently with Dakota Fanning's little sister, whose name I always forget.
L. Fanning.
Elle Fanning.
Oh, she was
called
in one of my
Galveston.
favorite movies of all time, Dakota Fanning,
Man on Fire.
Man on Fire. You
Oh.
cannot
Okay.
get a better action
Okay,
movie than
hold
that.
on.
I don't give a
Uh-oh.
shit.
Hold on.
We'll fight. I will
here we
fight
Have you
you.
guys watch
Here we
this
go.
Velvet Buzzsaw?
I haven't seen it yet, but it
I
looks
put it in
fun.
my queue.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
I like Man on Fire, and it's a Scott-free
It made
film,
me cry.
but it had too much of the burned image look. That's the only criticism I
The
can
what?
really give that movie.
Right?
The screenplay was written in mind with this burned image like MTV like 90s video negative, and it goes and it flashes. It's a lot of red and greens, but they do it all the time in that movie.
I
And
guess
it's
I didn't pay
too
that
much.
attention to it.
But the screenplay narration and all the cinematography was so good, and I love Denzel Washington. I've seen almost every
And
movie.
Christopher Walken was so good in that
Christopher
movie.
Walken.
He's about to paint his, what'd he say? Sistine Chapel. Like,
Yeah.
he's an artist.
He's an artist. He's about to paint his 16 Chapel.
One
Good for
on
you.
the-
Good for you.
I don't think I've ever seen a Denzel Washington movie I didn't like.
John Q was amazing.
It
Yeah,
was.
that was
Day.
so good.
Training
was
Day.
good.
Inside
Oh,
Man.
down.
Inside Man.
So good.
What was one where he was a
Inside
cop in
Man.
Hawaii, a dirty cop kind of?
You're talking about Maya, or not Maya Voice, but you're
He was in with Mia.
Djokovic.
Mira Sorvino.
No, she's like the prettiest Latino lady ever. Eva Mendes.
Are you talking about not Hawaii, but you're talking about Training Day?
Out of Time.
Oh, Out of Time was pretty good.
It was really good. No, I love Training
Dude,
Day too.
Book of
Do you remember-
Eli is a great movie too.
Book of Eli is a great movie.
I never saw it.
It's really that's a Hughes Brothers film. It's a really good film.
Yeah.
The Equalizer was good.
It was too.
Equalizer
It
was
was too
good.
short though. That's the only criticism I give.
Unstoppable was good too.
No,
Is that the train one?
Yeah.
Okay, we watched that one.
do you remember one of his first movies that he did, or one of his older movies with what's his name? Who's the guy who plays the gladiator?
Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe.
That's a good movie.
Do you remember that old movie he did, Virtuosity?
Oh, yeah, with the
He eats
the
glass.
Oh,
autistic-
yeah.
With his toothpaste coming out of him and
Yeah.
shit. It's a great film. It has Gravity Kills in the soundtrack.
Russell Crowe
yeah.
was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a good movie. I get that one and Lawnmower Man
Huh.
mixed up.
I love Job. Lawnmower Man.
Job. That
Um,
movie's bad.
another one on this list that's bad is Left Behind.
That movie
I don't
sucks
know what it is.
so much.
So it's on Hulu, and I tried to watch it a few weeks ago, and I couldn't get over the campy cartoon music that plays throughout the whole movie. Like, it doesn't belong there.
Well, the guy who wrote that book, he produced that movie with Kirk Cameron, who's a big Christian.
Oh, yeah. I
He's a big
understand
Christian
it's a
nut.
big Christian story. That's fine, but it's the cartoon music.
It's bad. And
It's bad.
and here's the reason why it's bad, because it's filled with this anti-atheist bullshit that they tout
I made
around.
it through about a half
It
hour
was
of it, and I
fucking
couldn't
awful.
get past this music.
An
that
ex-girlfriend
was
of
playing.
mine had that on DVD, and I was like, let's watch that. Let's watch that right now so I can destroy that movie.
I got
It's
through about
so
30
bad.
minutes.
I
and
have
I'm
a
like, I can't
problem
do
with
this.
like I can't stop liking something. Like a movie that I liked when I was a kid, no matter how bad it was, I'll still like it today.
Which
like
Mouse on the Motorcycle.
That's
like-
a great movie.
Silver Bullet was not a great movie. Like by
Yeah, you talked about that last
by
time.
cinema standards, like it wasn't, but it's one of my favorite horror movies, and I really had a good time watching that here recently. Even
I have a hard time liking certain movies that come out because, I can't just sit back and enjoy something, and it sucks because I wish I could.
Let's
but
go around the table here and everybody list off your favorite bad movie.
Master of Disguise, I guess.
That's on this list.
What?
That's on this list.
You?
Yeah.
Dana Carvey?
Yeah.
Master?
I actually kind of like that
What?
movie.
I was.
I would have never in a million
It's one of my favorites. yeah.
billion years.
I used to have the
guessed that
DVD.
I was
answer for me.
carving a turtle lamp the other day,
Turtle.
and I
turtle,
was like,
turtle.
"Look at my turtle," because it's really cute. And he's like, I was like, I got done with it, and I come running in here, and him and the boys are down here, and they're setting up the podcast up, and I'm like, "Do you see my turtle lamp?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Do you think it's turtly enough for the turtle club?" And he said, "No." And I just put my head down and walked back in the garage.
Dude, that movie is terrible. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's awful. I hate it.
But maybe I can enjoy a movie that's just that bad.
See, Dan, we're having a breakthrough. This is good. This
I
is
love
good.
Dana Carvey. I
Progress.
love Wayne's
Open your
World.
heart.
Natalie, favorite bad movie? Because we all have one. We all have that
know.
guilty pleasure
I don't
movie
even wanna
that
say mine.
that is awful, but we love it because it's bad. I've got mine.
I got to think about it because I like all the movies I like. So
Footloose.
That's not a bad movie.
I've
It's not a
never
bad movie,
seen that,
though.
and I hate
I'm
the
talking
fucking
about
song.
movies that like critically is awful, like atrocious.
I guess I
Yeah,
could look
like
on
Jack
this
and
list.
Jill.
Yeah.
Or
never seen
That's
it.
My Boy. I don't know why I'm picking on Adam Sandler so much.
Jack
but
Frost.
The one with Michael Keaton.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that movie.
I thought you meant the horror film Jack Frost.
No, there's one
Okay.
with Michael Keaton.
Because there is a Killer Snowman one called Jack Frost. And
There
it's
is.
fucking terrible.
Yeah,
It's
there's a horror
really
movie.
bad.
I just like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and that got shat on.
I love it too.
They're
And
remaking that.
so here's the
Thank
weird-
God.
They are.
Fucking Mike
Out of ideas,
at
Hollywood.
work, he emails me a picture of a clown the other day, thinking I'm gonna get really. It was the It clown. Clowns
Pennywise?
make me uneasy, dude. I don't like being around them. They don't terrify me. Like I'm not gonna run away screaming. But here's the thing: scary clowns don't bother me.
Because they're not real.
But it's like the happy, big fucking smile painted.
There's
I
like a, it's like a drop off. It's kind of like the Uncanny Valley type thing where you see like a animated face that looks so real that there's that point where it's just like they don't look human and it's creepy. Kind of like an Avatar. Avatar
I
had
think
that
on our
problem.
episode 1 or 2 or something, I went into why I don't like clowns, but
Yeah.
I don't like happy clowns, dude. They
See, I love clowns.
they make me feel uneasy.
I think they're.
Daniel's always like clowns.
Ever since I was a kid, I've liked
Mom
them.
used to buy him like random hobo clowns.
Yeah, some of them got
She
broke,
liked
but I had one with a tooth. It's a big dentist clown. He had this big hobo tooth, like cat, like a what do they call it, caliper, and it had a big tooth at the end of it, and it had a sledgehammer. And I was like, this is cool, like that. I like that. But Nick, what's your favorite bad movie?
Dude, where's my car?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that movie's terrible.
I told you, it's. I will agree with you on that. It is a bad movie, but I love it so much, and
so much.
I'm also gonna go with
Oh.
like basically really only 2 Pauly Shore movies.
Oh man, I love-
Fuck yeah,
Son-in-law.
dude.
Hell yeah.
So, let me
Man
get
and
hold on.
Son-in-Law.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I love both of those,
I do
but
too.
I also love In the Army Now.
Yep.
In the Army now was
Sergeant,
good.
Sergeant, what? Shut up.
The only Pauly Shore movie I didn't like was Biodome.
Oh,
I
no.
love Biodome.
That's where they do the safety dance.
Dun, 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 dun.
You got none
Spider-Man.
of it. Wanna?
Iron Man. I think you're thinking about Spider-Man.
But,
you
uh,
likey leaky?
My favorite one, Pauly Shore, is probably
Buddy.
Stephen Baldwin's an ass.
Encino Man.
Encino Man is
I love Encino Man.
Man's a great
See,
movie.
everyone shit
Brendan
all over
Fraser
Pauly
looked
Shore, but
great.
his movies are funny.
Yeah.
They are funny.
They are.
And you know what?
And he still does
I-
stand up to this. He still does like sold
Have you
out
seen
stand-up
Pauly-
shows.
have
I
you-
listened to an
I'd go
interview
see
with
him.
him.
I love Pauly Shore.
I
would
listened
love
to an
listen.
interview with him. He's a really intelligent cat, dude.
Have
Like,
you seen
is.
Pauly Shore is Dead?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's a really good film.
Is it?
yeah.
And it's Pauly Shore faking his own death so he can
He does,
become more.
yeah, he basically does a mockumentary
More
and
relevant.
goes around and
It's got
interviews
Andy
like
Andy Dick in it, Leif
Yeah.
Garrett. It's really
love
like
Andy
a lot
Dick.
of like these washed up comedians that they kind of know they're put place on the D list, but it's really fucking funny and it's actually interesting. It's kind of like JCVD. Did you ever see that? Jean-Claude Van Damme in his own movie.
Oh, that was fucking terrible.
It was.
No.
It's kind of like that, but it's got. I think Pauly Shore's Dead is just much more funny. Like when he fakes his death, he's hiding out in his own attic. It's just funny. I don't know. I like Pauly
Pauly
Shore.
Shore is
though.
great. I wish he would have never like vanished from the face
Yeah.
of the earth
What do you like?
because
do
he
you
was
like
so
The,
big in the 90s and then
do you
just
like?
gone.
Do you like the '80s horror movies like Dr. Giggles? I fucking
The
love
Dentist.
Dr. Giggles.
The Dentist. With,
He was yeah, The Dentist was good too.
yeah.
Yeah. What are some more
Ice
like
Cream
that?
Man with
Yeah.
Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah.
Did you ever see off that subject there? Andy Dick do
Excuse me.
A Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson.
Did he really?
Oh fuck yes, he did it on the Andy Dick show back on MTV.
I love Andy Dick show.
I'll show
I
you it
never-
after
I
we're
never-
done.
I never
It is
watched that.
fucking phenomenal. He
as
nailed
bad
it.
as bad as the movie was, I think, and I don't have a ton of experience with Andy Dick, so you're probably gonna judge me for this. But as bad as the movie was, my favorite Andy Dick role was from Employee of the Month, that one with Dane Cook. And
Yeah.
Jessica
Oh,
I
yeah.
barely remember that movie.
He
I
was
say Jessica
so-
Simpson.
He was so fucking funny in that movie.
I think there's something to be said about a movie that you don't remember as opposed to a bad or a great movie. Like you can watch a shitty movie and be like, I remember that movie. But if you watch like a movie and you don't remember it, I think that speaks more to how bad it is, like how bland it is.
yeah,
like,
just
there's movies
so
out there
middle
that-
of the road that you're like, I have seen this.
Like something like did you guys like The Road with Viggo Mortensen?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
It's a
I haven't
great
seen it.
it's a great
it's
movie.
a great movie. It's very weird.
It's kind of supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's a good book too. I don't know if you've read the book.
Did you like Jeepers Creepers? Love that movie.
I love that movie.
No, Dale shaking his head.
I
Even
didn't
this-
like it.
I'm sorry, I
wanted
wanted his
to.
license plate.
I wanted to.
They almost lost me at the belly button tattoo.
I did like this though. The fact that it was a brother and sister and not some like
Yeah.
some kid when he's trying to
You-
impress a girl.
You don't
and-
like Justin Long though.
I actually kind of like Justin Long.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
Who was it? You that doesn't like Justin Long? Brandon doesn't like
Brandon
Justin Long.
hates him.
Brandon. Okay, no, he's nice.
I like
Brandon.
movies.
I don't like Jack Black.
Yeah, okay.
He's in.
Which boggles my mind. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to do that.
Is Justin Long and Zach and Murray make a porno?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love.
Shut
his
your
character.
mouth or I'll fuck it.
Yes. Maybe review some such films as. That's a great movie. That's one that the critics hated. I liked
They
it.
didn't like it.
I loved it.
They
I
also
thought that
didn't like.
shit was
They also
funny.
didn't like the
Red State.
Red State
That,
either.
I
that
love
movie,
Red
That
State,
movie was
It's a
good movie.
fucked.
It's a great
He's
movie.
got another one coming out. Legion.
Yeah,
You can donate to it.
yeah. Kevin Smith's not doing too great in the movies. He's still writing Clerks 3, and it's still being produced.
They're
Well,
doing a
is he
reboot of
healthy?
Jay and Silent Bob too.
I don't want to see that.
Is he healthy enough to do a movie?
Yeah,
yeah,
he's-
he's
oh, yeah.
dude.
Oh,
That guy's
yeah.
just
He's had a
gonna
heart
kill.
attack.
He went vegan.
I know,
and
but he
He is
lost a
skinny as shit.
shitload of weight.
The only reason why he had a heart attack, it's not because of his health necessarily, but he had a heart attack because of his health.
Oh yeah, totally
Checks
get it.
out, as they say on the internet.
I am a doctor, so I do know
Oh,
about
yeah.
these things.
And I played one on TV.
What's our time at?
We're at
55
55 minutes.
Oh my god!
Wow, really?
We feel
We
like-
spent this
let
whole
me-
time talking about.
Let me
movies.
take a second to apologize to everybody for us being all over the place today. Every once in a while, we do these episodes and we call them Brutal Blenders, and it's just a free for all. You can talk about whatever you want, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
This time we talked about
Sometimes
a lot
our
about
topics
movies.
get really heavy with like child death and murders and stuff. So it's like sometimes it's good to just make fun of movies.
Do we have
It's
endorsements?
what do?
Does everybody have
Go for
endorsements?
it. You-
go for
you've
your
been
endorsement.
dying.
I need to get this one off my chest. It's been like 2 weeks.
All right,
that
get it
I've
out,
been
get it
wanting to- Okay. I need to endorse Bring Me the Horizon's new album.
No.
Armo.
No.
You don't
Yes.
like it?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it is garbage. And I love Bring Me the Horizon, and that album is shite.
Mm.
It is dubstep pop shit.
I'm abstaining from
No,
this.
I love Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh,
and
I do too.
I flipped through that album because my friend Jill said, "Have you heard this shit?" Because she likes them too, and she was like, "Get ready." So I let her know what I thought before she even started bagging on it. I'm like, I can't do this.
It's
I
the-
hate
it's
it.
that new dubstep metal.
I don't know what it is. It's pop, rap, garbage.
Yeah, I like their first
Sorry,
4
I
albums.
just shit all over your endorsement.
No, you're good.
I
You're
like
good.
their
Everybody's
I
gonna
love
have
them, but
everybody's
that's
gonna
the,
have an opinion
That's the
on it.
thing.
Like,
I
love Bring Me the
absolutely
Horizon.
I do too.
Okay.
And it did take me a little bit of time
getting heated.
to, I guess, get used to the new sound that they're
Oh.
doing especially on this
Can't.
album. Like even their last album, That's the Spirit, was like kind of like
That's the spirit.
I love that song.
I think
Listen to their first album.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Heaven's a key. Heaven's a secret.
Sempiternal. I think
Okay.
is probably one of my favorite albums.
I'm gonna re-endorse somebody.
All right, go ahead.
My buddy Rick in Australia, One Coin Only. He's a game streamer, and if you stop
He always
in,
says hi to him.
Yeah. if you stop in and say hi to Rick, tell him Vinny said hey, and he'll make you feel like family. Like he's
He
a
does.
really
He's
good
very
dude.
nice.
He plays a lot of old 16-bit games and shit like that, but he's really nice.
But he's
guy.
fun while he does it. It's
Yeah.
weird. He's captivating. Captivating. That's a
Captivating.
Yeah.
He's
Captivating.
very charismatic.
My endorsement is Natalie's jalapeno wraps.
Boom.
They're not mine. They're
are-
from Pinterest.
It doesn't matter. They're amazing.
Did you try one, Nick?
Not yet.
He's not getting any.
Oh, sorry.
'Cause I'm gonna eat them.
I already
shit all
plan
over
on
his
being
endorsement. I
extremely
feel bad
fat.
because I love that band so much.
Well, some bands make bad albums. Even Nine Inch Nails had a couple bad albums.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking did.
But I like
Like
Ghosts.
the last
I don't
since
care.
With Teeth.
I
With
like
Teeth was
Trent
amazing.
Reznor and Atticus Ross together. They make great music. Because they did when you watch Book of Eli Advance, you will like that movie. I swear you
I
will.
love Book of Eli,
Yeah.
Atticus Ross did
and you watched that with me. So
No, I haven't.
bullshit, you
Yeah,
haven't. We
trust
watched it
me.
when we were at a Ren fair out of town. It
Denzel
was
Washington,
on. Yes.
Gary Oldman,
Yeah,
Mila
I
Kunis.
know
Listen-
the movie. I've just never seen
Listen
it.
to the soundtrack.
Then
for
you
that.
fell asleep.
It's
then, 'cause we
amazing.
turned it on.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross do a lot of music together, but Atticus Ross did the soundtrack for Book of Eli, and I listen to
movie
it
is
on game day
amazing.
because when we play Fallen Land, which usually takes about 9 hours, we put the soundtrack to that and Fallout on repeat, so we'll have something to listen to in the background. That soundtrack is so damn good.
That's a great movie.
You know what else
it on,
is
I think
good?
he fell asleep because
I saw that movie
I know we've
twice in
watched it
theaters.
together.
You know what else is good?
What?
Our iTunes listeners.
Hey, Vance.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey, Vance.
Not just iTunes, Spotify.
my endorsement today is our listeners.
It is. All right.
Oh, Nelly's sucking up.
Well, I don't care.
No, we all
I
appreciate
love
the
them.
shit out of our
Whatever.
listeners.
I was going to say, we absolutely love our listeners.
Toads.
Hey, Vance.
Yeah, Dan.
How can our listeners get a hold of us?
Well, the best way to get a hold of us is probably an email to don'tlookunderthebedpodcast@gmail.com. We love reading those emails. Also, we've got a new addition, as we mentioned last episode. Eric, he's running our social media. He's handling all the Facebook stuff, the Twitters and Instagrammies and whatnots.
Instagrammies.
And he's doing a really good job with it.
Shout outs to Eric.
Yeah, shout outs to Eric's. And Nick is petting my monitor, which is a little weird. And
it's not the
also,
weirdest thing I've ever done.
you can reach us at don'tlookunderthebed.net. That's our
Underthebed.net.
yeah, that's our website. It's got links to our social media and also just different ways to listen to
We
us.
need to put some more pictures up there.
We do, and
Eric's
we-
been doing a great job, like working on. the
yeah,
social
we're gonna
media.
mess with some video here soon. Also, we have a Patreon. If you guys like what we're doing, you want to kind of help support that, it'd be great. We're planning on getting out and doing some ghost hunting and some traveling here really soon. So send us on our adventure.
When it stops fucking snowing.
If it
Seriously.
does.
I can't wait for March to go roll around.
Even March though, we still can get a blizzard.
But even if you don't support us on Patreon, we love having you just listen. If you could, it only takes a couple minutes to like and share and subscribe and all that stuff.
Or
and,
comment.
comment. Yeah, just say
on our Facebook.
say what you like, say what you don't like, say something totally irrelevant to what we're even talking
Ask
about.
him. Ask
Tell
me.
Dan to stop hating everything.
Yeah, ask me a personal question. I don't care.
Yeah, Dan will call you. Put your phone number in the comments.
I will call you, and I'll be
Dan-
like, "Hey, have a good day."
Message us your phone number, and Dan will personalize a message for you.
I'll do a voice for you that leave it on your voicemail, so you can fool your friends. Just have fun.
Fool your friends.
hey,
But,
It's Dan's gags.
if
but
you want
we-
me to do my Jason Statham voice on your voicemail, let me know.
Let me know.
I will.
Please leave a number.
It's amazing.
But no, we love each and every one of you guys that listen to us, and we appreciate the hell out of it. And that's all I got, Dan.
I
Go
think-
ahead and take us out.
I think we did a good job today by keeping it on the movie point. So
Yeah.
this Brutal Blunder was about movies.
It wasn't about food this time.
No, it wasn't.
Except for the jalapeno wrap.
We-
Well,
yeah.
it's kind of a split between movies and Dan hating everything.
What's different about that, though?
About that.
Nothing.
All right. Well,
All right.
thanks for listening again,
Thank
all
you.
listeners. And this has been the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast for all things comedy horror. I'm one of your low star hosts, Dan Wonder. Next to me is
Natalie Rose?
next to her is
Vinny Rose.
next to me again is.
Nicholas Myers.
And thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.